All right, welcome back to WMAC Now with your host, Chuck Stevenson. Welcome to the weekend review for, March 19th to the 21st of 2021. I'm going to go over the fights from this past weekend, and then I have some odds and ends I want to talk about, just a few things that either got announced today, some of them got announced recently, some things that maybe flew under the radar that I don't want to dedicate like a whole video to. So first thing I've published since I think Friday. I only did like 1 or 2 videos last week, so let's get down into it. I'm excited. So first up, let's see. We're going to One Championship. What did they call this? One Championship. Sorry. Fists of Fury 3 had one ladies fight at 125 pounds. Gentleman Olsum on the right-hand side there defeated Maida Mazar via submission due to guillotine choke at 41 seconds of the third round. I'm calling this an upset. Gentleman Olsum did not have anywhere near the experience of Mazar. I had actually called this a mismatch going into the fight. I had included it on my discussion on mismatches, and I did not see this fight going this way. Apparently, Olsum just came in and dominated. So nice performance there for the Filipino fighter. Then at Uae Warriors on Saturday, had a couple of ladies fights. First up, Maria Giovanna Vai defeated Daniela Shutov in a strawweight bout via submission, I believe due to armbar in the first round. Vai climbed to 1-0. Shutov fell to 0-1. And then at flyweight, Corinne Laframboise defeated Malin Hermansen via submission, I think also due to armbar. It doesn't say on Topology here. In round 2, Laframboise climbed to 6-4. Hermansen fell to 4-3. I had picked Hermansen to win this, and I'm a little surprised there by Laframboise. So nice performance there by her. Definitely, for me, both of these ladies are fighters to keep an eye on. I think they're both potential future contenders in the flyweight division. Laframboise came about it unexpectedly, but nice win there for her. So good job to both ladies, or good job to her, Corinne Laframboise. Then UFC Fight Night, Macy Chiasson there on the right-hand side defeated Marion Renault via unanimous decision. Chiasson climbed to 7-1. Renault fell to 9-7. I'm not really that surprised by this. Renault is technically a better fighter than Chiasson, but she just has a bad habit of giving fights away. So I figured Chiasson would win this one, even though she's inferior technically. So nice win there for Macy Chiasson. Renault, she's over the hill, honestly. I mean, she's like 43. I mean, it's not going to get any easier for her from here. So good fighter, though. Not, like I said, technically the better fighter. Just she's getting older, and she just has a weird quirk of giving fights away. I don't know. And then at strawweight, Montserrat Ruiz defeated Cheyenne Bays via unanimous decision. Ruiz climbed to 10-1. Bays fell to 5-2. Ruiz came in on like a week's notice, week and a half notice. I'm not going to lie. This fight was garbage. It was just a terrible fight. I don't know why this fight was on the main card at all. The bantamweight fight definitely should have been, because these were 2 debutantes. Why were 2 debutantes on the main card? Put at least the fighters that are known on the main card. And this fight was just terrible. You had the one-dimensional fighter in Ruiz versus the fighter that couldn't stop it in Bays. I just did not find this fight entertaining. I did not find this fight to be very skillful. I mean, I just did not find this fight to be very good at all. It just wasn't a good fight. And like I even said in, I think, a tweet or maybe a community post, I said, neither of these two, in my opinion, are, UFC strawweight worthy. I mean, you have the best women's division in the sport, and these two should be back on the regional scene or Invicta or something. Got a couple of comments. Judy V says, Olsen did great, and then I guess I'm way over the hill at 60 plus. Well, over the hill is actually a phrase that I guess has been around for years, and it technically 40 is considered over the hill. And I remember this because when my stepmom turned 40, like the birthday balloons were all black and they said over the hill. So, I mean, she's over the hill as far as, that goes. In tremendous shape, though, for 43. That's for darn sure. Let's see. Corneo just held her down. Yeah, she couldn't do any. She couldn't get the submission she wanted. I mean, it just was a bad fight. And then finally, Ryzen 27, the main event. Ayaka Hamasaki defended her super atomweight title against Kana Asakura via split decision. This fight was close, and it was a good fight. I finally rewatched it. I have to rewatch it one more time, and then I'll do my review, hopefully, before I go to bed in an hour or so. Very good fight. Kana Asakura showed a lot of improvement. Just arguably won the fight. Could make an argument for either fighter. I guess that's why one judge went the other way from the two. Hamasaki, though, she's on top. And the hard part for Ryzen is going to be, who do they find to fight Ayaka Hamasaki at this point? Because with the COVID travel restrictions, they can't bring in foreign fighters, and there's nobody in Japan for her to fight. So this might be the discussion topic for this coming Thursday night for the WMMA scene report. We'll have to see. But very nice performance from both ladies. Neither have anything to be ashamed of, and Ayaka Hamasaki's still the champ. Got it. So that's it for the weekend review. So let's talk about some odds and ends. So Icon 6 going down April 2nd. They brought back Isis Verbeek. She's taking on this young lady, Garcia. Let me see if I can find her full name here. Going to be taking on Dana Yasiri Garcia. According to Tapology, she's making her pro debut. She's fighting out of Mexico. They're going back to Mexico for this event. That's why. Kind of a step back for Verbeek. I mean, she just got her first win. She's 1-1, and fighting someone making her debut. And Verbeek has a lot of potential as a fighter, especially now that she's, getting her better at her ground game. When she made her debut a few years ago with Invicta, I mean, she had like 0 ground game. And I got this itch. Anyway, bit of a step down, I think, for Verbeek, but nice to see Icon still putting more ladies' fights on. So I want to mention that. And then Itsuki Hirata with Shinya Aoki on the cover of Gong Kakutogi. I believe this is the largest combat sports-oriented magazine in Japan. And, Japan is different from the U.S. The U.S. is largely moving away from print media, whereas Japan, they still read a lot of magazines. A lot of people still read, like, actual physical newspapers. So kind of a big deal here for Itsuki, along with Shinya. I think Aoki might be her manager now. But obviously Hirata showing a lot of gaining in popularity. She just broke like 100,000 followers on Instagram, that's pretty big. That's like a lot of fighters in the UFC don't have 100,000 Instagram followers. So Hirata is just super popular, and it shows because a lot of my comments lately pertaining to the one atomweight Grand Prix have been about Hirata dominating. So I wanted to talk just a couple minutes about this, or minute or so. One Championship put this out asking people to pick their favorite. And, I saw it on their Instagram and their Facebook, and it's a lot of people picking Itsuki Hirata. It's kind of amazing to me. I don't think anybody's really picking Elise, although I think her fight against Hirata is going to be a good one. Sahiham is most people's favorite over Denise Zamboanga, although I'm certainly not counting out Zamboanga. Ritu Fogat over Menbo, and then Stamp and Aliona. I think that to be that rematch is the single most interesting fight in that first round. I mean, the fight was close. Stamp was probably going to win the first fight, but I think it was a lot closer than everyone was saying it was. And then Rasuhina got that submission at the end. I think that fight is going to be the best fight out of this quarterfinals round. Monbo, if she can stop Fogat's takedown, I think Fogat's just going to get frustrated pretty easily. It just depends on can she stop the takedown. Ham versus Denise. That fight makes me nervous. As a Sahi Ham super fan, that fight honestly makes me nervous. I gotta say. And then Hirata versus Anderson. I think that'll be a good fight too. Lisa hasn't fought in a while, but she is now a full-time MMA fighter. She moved to Florida, quit her job, and is fully dedicating herself to this. So I'm very interested in seeing what she does, having just not having to worry about anything but training. So really looking forward to this tournament, 28th May. And I'm really excited because, we have 2 ladies tournaments going on in May. This one is starting, but on the other hand, Deep Jewels Atomweight tournament is going to be finishing up on 5th May with the semifinals and the finals on the same day. Got Saori Oshima, Shiyu Park, Hikaru Ano, and Aya Murakami. And from what I've been told, they're actually going to redraw. So even though they have these, this bracket design here, they didn't actually pay attention to an actual bracket with going from the quarterfinals. Apparently, they're going to have another drawing to decide the semifinals, which I'll be honest. If I were any fighter besides Aya Murakami and Aya Murakami picks ahead of me, I'm picking to fight her. I'm going to pick to fight Murakami because she's 1-0 as a pro. She got a bye in the quarterfinals because her opponent dropped out, had a bad weight cut. If I were either of the other 3 ladies, she'd be the one I'd go after. She has the least MMA experience, least in-ring experience. Most people I don't think anybody was picking her to win her quarterfinal bout before she got the bye. So if I were any of the other 3 fighters doing the random drawing, I'd be hoping that Murakami got to pick first, or got hurt to pick her spot first, and I'd get second, because I'd be like, that's like fresh fish right there. But I'm really excited about this one. I think Park is the favorite to win because she has wins over both Oshima back in December and Hikaru Ano a year and a half ago. She's obvious favorite to win. And I took a day off for both of those events, so really looking forward to watching those live, using some of it, and just having a day off too. So excited for one champ to start. Yes, that I do like tournaments. I mean, they tend to go wrong a lot. A lot of things can happen. People drop out. People get injured. Upsets happen. They rarely ever go off the way they're supposed to. But when they do, they're really fun. And sometimes even when they don't go off the way they're supposed to, they're fun. Like the Strikeforce heavyweight tournament. Daniel Cormier was an alternate and ended up winning it. So a lot of things can happen in tournaments. So like I was saying, I had to erase the lines from the quarterfinals because they're doing a redrawing. So got Ano moving on, Murakami, Park, and then Oshima. Could go any way. And then Deep Jewels also on Deep Jewels 33 on May 5th. We're going to have the strawweight bout. I think this is going to be the main event, or they might give it to the atomweight tournament final. But Miki Motono is going to be defending against Seika Izawa for her strawweight title. Izawa beat Motono back in December in a non-title bout, and they were supposed to face each other at Deep Jewels 32 this past month. Motono had to withdraw due to injury, and then Izawa got to fight in a grappling bout, which was pretty fun, and she won that as well. So really looking forward to this title fight. Izawa, I named her my prospect to watch in 2021. Hopefully she lives up to that. And then, what is this? Deep 101 Impact goes down the same day as Deep Jewels 33, May 5th. King Reina is back. The return of the King. She's taking on Yoko Higashi in a bantamweight bout. If you've never watched King Reina fight, go look her up on YouTube. Her bouts are very interesting. She's a unique personality in MMA. She comes out, she wears a crown and a cape. She has the king teddy bear and always has a big lollipop. She's kind of weird, makes weird faces, but she goes by King Reina. Her full name is Reina Miura. Not the best fighter. Has a lot of potential, though, just hasn't lived up to it yet. Yoko Higashi's fairly experienced for one of her Japanese opponents, so actually looking forward to this. We haven't seen Reina fight MMA for a while. She took a kickboxing bout most recently, and I believe she won. So she really wanted to work on her stand-up. Looking forward to seeing her improved stand-up in MMA. Should be interesting bout to watch. She has more experience than Higashi, but Higashi's tough. So we'll just have to see how this goes. What else do we have? So Kat Zingano has been booked to face Olivia Parker at Bellator 256 on April 9th in a featherweight bout. Olivia Parker, you might remember, she had one bout in Invicta. She got smashed in like a minute, maybe a little bit more than a minute, by Chelsea Chandler. First time she had faced an opponent with a winning record. She lost. She's now like 4-1. And they book her to face Kat Zingano. This is record padding. I mean, they got Kat's last opponent hadn't fought in like 3 years. Had like a 50-50 record, like a 500 record, I think. Can't remember exactly. But this is just record padding at this point. Okay, they're not expecting Parker to win. This is a gimme fight for Kat Zingano. They're going to try to give Kat a few wins in a row, and then they're going to book the fight against Cyborg. And Kat Zingano is going to get killed because she hasn't been good in years. This is just, to be as a fan and as a commentator, a talking head, this is frustrating. This is legit frustrating because this fight should not be getting made. Kat Zingano is way more experienced than Olivia Parker, and Olivia Parker has not faced opposition anywhere near to Zingano's level. And even Zingano, who has been on a downhill slide for years, is way better than anyone Olivia Parker has faced up to this point. And this is nothing against Olivia Parker, okay? I'm not trying to fight or bash here. I'm just trying to state an opinion based on actual facts. Parker has never beaten a fighter with a winning record. She has no place in Bellator, honestly. I mean, you can't beat Chelsea. This is just record padding to build up Kat Zingano's record. I'm sorry. That's all this is. And I can't get behind this at all. This is Bellator matchmaking at its worst, in my opinion. But on the other end, on the same night, we have a flyweight bout between Liz Carmouche and Vanessa Porto. If you're not familiar with Vanessa Porto, up until she signed with Bellator recently, and this will be her Bellator debut, she was the Invicta FC flyweight champ. Hasn't lost a fight in quite a while. Middling record overall, but you're talking about someone who's been fighting for years and has fought from flyweight all the way up to featherweight and in between. Really found a home for herself in flyweight and got established there. Won and defended the Invicta title several times. I like this matchup. This is a good one. I'm not a fan of Carmouche. To me, she's boring. I call her Liz Carsnooze. But Porto is a tough fighter, and she will definitely bring it to Carmouche and make Carmouche work for the W. So this fight I'm actually looking forward to. This is the opposite of the type of matchmaking in the previous fight I just mentioned. So good on Bellator for this fight. I don't expect this fight to be super exciting, but it's definitely going to be a way better skill-wise than Zingano versus Parker will be. So very much looking forward to this one. Whoever wins this could easily get a title shot against the current champ, Juliana Velasquez, which hopefully they get her a title fight lined up sometime soon. Should be Denise Kielholtz. I mean, she has the best win streak out of anybody in the division. She's like 4-fight win streak, mostly against fighters coming off of losses, so not that great of a win streak, but the numbers line up. So anyway, this is a good fight. Should be a good fight anyway. And winner of this one definitely lines themselves up for a title fight against Juliana Velasquez. So that's really all I wanted to talk about tonight. If anybody in the chat has any questions or anything they want to talk about with these odds and ends, no? All right, so we're going to go ahead and close up. If you're watching the playback, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Please give the vid a like. Share the video as well. Help the channel grow. While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to WMMA Scene Now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.